made it back just in time as the predicted rain starts to fall. We're going to be leaving that out overnight, as I said. As is the rubbish. I'm keeping the rubbish by the door, so when I add to it later, I ain't got too far to go. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely looking like a nice bit of waterproof kit. Right, this looks like it's going to be my home for the next God knows how long. Just a quick one while I'm back in the tent. Boots. Got all sorts of different boots. Obviously what I'm doing is I'm trying different ones to see what suits me for different times of the year and different terrains, etc. You'd probably be hard pushed to find one pair of boots that does everything. So what I've opted for, my lower ones, the Combat GTX lower boots, I think they're going to end up being my autumn winter boots. Now we're in spring, the weather's getting warmer. It just makes no sense in wearing those big lowers in spring, maybe summer. You're just going to get too hot, and they're very big. These 511s, I've had these, I don't know, about coming up to 2 years now, and I'll keep them nice and clean, pristine in the bug out vehicle behind my driver's seat. So if I need to use them and I happen to be in trainers, they're there straight away, they're always with me. Now the best thing I like about these, one, they're completely waterproof, they've got Gore-Tex lining, they're excellent. They're very, very lightweight, they feel like trainers, they really do. Let's move these out of the way. Incidentally, the reason I do this with my trousers, I don't want ticks getting up into my legs, so I'll just put an elastic band, fold them under and put them over the top there. Now I've got my inner socks and I've got my outer socks. This just stops blisters, etc. Now, the best thing about these, which really sold it to me, was the lacing system. Now, I'm not sure if that's picking it up. It is just. Let's move it down a bit. Now, the reason I like this lacing system is it's so quick. All you got to do is this design. Can you see the hook there? It's painted there because the tongue seems to be formed that way when you put them on. Now, all you do is you squeeze it together and you just pull it apart. And straight away, you've got access to your feet, nice and quick and simple. Now to do the opposite, you just hold them up and you just push it down. You haven't even have to tie them, it stays in place. So all you do for quick and easy is you stow them away in your socks so they don't go everywhere. And I've actually tried this. I think I went about 12 to 13 miles on a walk one day, and when I got back it was in exactly the same place, it never moved. So it really does work. You know, I did feel a bit apprehensive at first. I just I went around and around and done a knot, as you do. So I thought, no, I'll try it. And by golly, it actually worked. So I absolutely made up with these pair of boots. They haven't got as much ankle support as the GTXs, granted. But nonetheless, they're definitely up to it. You know, I've put them through some serious abuse and they're fine, you know. So yeah, just a little heads up for you guys who are looking at what boots to wear. I think I got these on eBay. It's exactly the same scenario. You know, you buy brand new from retailers, you pay top money. These were given to someone as a gift. They're brand new. They never even worn them outside. They put them on in a house. They didn't like them. I think his girlfriend sold them for him to get some money, and I was there ready to collect. And I think I paid about £90 for these. Brand new, they're about £180, I think. I could be wrong, but they're quite a lot of money. But luckily, you know, to get them at a knockdown price. And yeah, you know, it seems like a lot of money, £90 for a pair of boots. But the way I look at things, you know, kit is very, very important. You know, if you're serious into prepping, you do need to get serious kit and equipment. You can struggle with cheaper stuff, but the chances are, you know, in bad times, it's going to let you down and fall apart. And I think my life is more important to myself than trusting cheap shit. That's my own personal opinion. 511, from what I've used so far, excellent, can't fault them at all. Really good quality, well made kit. So I do recommend 511 as a product. Incidentally, I'm not being paid by anyone to say this. I've never been paid by anyone to review their products. I do it off my own back. So there's a heads up for you guys who are thinking about boots. I can recommend these. I believe they're called the Expert, X as in X, tactical boots. They are, yeah, I'm loving them so far. They're spot on.
This is chilling. Man, this is so blooming comfortable. You wouldn't believe it. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Flipping hell. Oh, the sound of the rain on the on the tent there. Hey Sandy, can't beat it, mate. And not one drop of it's got in. Happy days, I think we've got a result. So, you know, the more time I spend in this tent, looking at the dimensions of it, the quality of the build's bloody amazing. You would never get a civilian tent made this well for this price. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't. It's very, very good. Very, very well made. And, you know, the more I think about what you can do with this tent and in the tent, I'm considering putting this in my bug out bag over, or instead of, my basher. And I never thought I'd hear myself say that, because I've been brought up with the basher. I know inside out, I know what you can do with it, what it's good for. It's top draw. But you know, when you consider the 4 seasons, you know, if you're bugging out for real and you need to move mobile and to hide away, which is what I plan to do, use buildings obviously before you use stuff like this, you got to consider the 4 seasons. You know, what if you have a really, really crazy, cold, horrible winter? You know, the thought of lying under a plastic sheet, a basher, and it's snowing for 2 or 3 months, you're all going to have to do very, very well to stay alive, to be honest. Something like this, it will keep all of the elements off. It's a tough one. I mean, there's always pros and cons regarding kit, you know, and there's never going to be one tent that's going to be perfect for everything. There won't be. You know, canvas, brilliant. You know, you won't get sparks, damage it, and make holes in it near a fire. It's strong, it's tough, it will last years. Yes, it will keep the rain off, but it weighs a ton, especially when it's wet. When you pack it away and you've got to move on, it weighs a ton, and it takes up a hell of a lot of room. This, where you saw how much room this took up, incredible. And the weight compared to canvas is a massive difference as well. But you know, if you have a fire going at the front and it happens to spark and you get a hole in it, you know, one day your supply of gaffer tape, which you carry on your person, will run out. You're going to be hard pushed to repair the holes, and you know, you get the cold wind and rain coming in, and it's, you know, it's not ideal. So yeah, putting this over a basher, it does make you think. Ideally, it'd be nice to carry 2, but in reality, you have to really consider weight issues. I mean, to pack this and the basher, you know, it's a bit heavy, takes up a lot of room as well. So there's always trade-offs. There's never going to be the perfect solution. But as I say, you know, the more I spend looking around in here, the more I can see, you know, through summertime with all the vents, perfect. You can open the doors, get some air in here. You know, wintertime with the snow, you know, you got more protection without all of the wind and stuff getting in where you're sleeping. So yeah, it's definitely food for thought. Yeah, sounds like the rain's easing off. It's typical, and it sort of comes and goes. Yeah. Oh, I do miss being outdoors. Incidentally, this was given to me by Pete again. This is Pete's thank you video. The little pouch that he gave me, along with everything else he kindly gave me, bless him. I'm using this as my sort of go-to cigar pouch. I'll get my cigar. If I'm only going out for one night, I only take 1 cigar. There's no point taking the big storage cigar case for 5 cigars. So I'm taking this on this occasion. That was given to me by Big Dog Bushcraft Rick, and I've got a cigar in there. As you can see, it's nice and tight in there, but the beauty of this is because you can unscrew it, you can push it through from the other end. spot on. That was kindly given to me, lovely bloke, Forest Prepper. This is the last one. He gave me a pack of 3, I think, or was it 3 or 5, from when he come back from the airport. There you go, baby. So yeah, we're going to say a big thanks to Paul later on for giving me these cigars. Spot on. As you can see, it's a perfect fit, look. Spot on. So yep, thanks to the very, very kind people who watch my videos and support my channel. You know, the amount of items and things that I get, just as thank yous, you know. I can never pay them all back. I just haven't got the time or money, but I do what I can, and it's not easy. Especially when the wife wants all of the money to go towards the house rather than keep sending out parcels. Cost me a fortune from the post office. But yeah, anyway, back to the pouch. Now this is cool little MTP pouch, man. It's got the little belt loop on the back, so you can stick it on any belt. In fact, that'll probably go on a stable belt around barracks as well. Nice. Inside, it's split with 2 compartments, like that. Nice and simple. So all I do for ease, in the first compartment, I'll keep my little cigar cutter in there, and in the pouch behind it, the compartment behind it, I'll keep my little turbo lighter. Do you know what? This is one of the only cheap pieces of kit that has, you know, struggled along really. I mean, if you can look at it, it's seen some use, you know. I mean, I EDC stuff and it gets used. It's like my EDC blade, my cold steel. Now I can't hold it too near the tent there because I don't want it ripping, because they're friggin' sharp. I reprofiled that. There you go. I reprofiled the edge completely, and yeah, it's not lovely to look at, but it is all done by hand. I've got no machinery to sharpen anything, and I do everything by hand. And 17 degrees I'll put on there, and I shit you not, man, that's beyond shaving sharp. That'll go through Rizzlers like no problem, and it will carve shapes through Rizzlers too. And that's insanely sharp. So as you can see, that's been bloody hard used. I use it all the time, mainly to open packaging and boxes from work. So it's a work tool in my book. And that is my little cigar pouch that Pete kind of gave to me. It's quite nice. I like that. So thank you, mate. Really appreciate it. Later on, depends if it's going to be chocolate down, but depends how I feel. There's no excuse. I've got my Gore-Tex rain jacket in there, so we could get out and about when it's dark. Going to be seeing how good this really is out in the real world. The through night torch. I mean, it's all well and good in a controlled environment, but you know, my use for this, something like this, will predominantly be out in the wilds, in the woods, you know. So we'll see exactly how good this is. Insane, yeah. Totally over 1,000 bloody lumens, brother. Yeah, self-defense too. You aren't going to get smacked around with that, I'll tell you. So, anyway, with a cigar, I usually have my brandy, my Hennessy, but I'm giving that a swerve of late. I'm going into a new dimension in sound with the old Glenfiddich. Yeah, you know, the more I drink this stuff, the more I actually like it. It really is nice, actually. And I know it sounds crazy, but when you have a little nip, it's okay. But when you have a big gulp, it's bloody lovely. Oh, shit, you know, it really is. So yeah, it's just a miniature in there, and I've just put some kitchen roll around the top to stop it rattling around, you know. Comes in its own packaging, which is nice because it's glass. So you know, rather than actually whack it in a hip flask, I'll just took it out of that. Makes nice and sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. That is cool. I've only used this, I don't know, about 4 or 5 times outdoors. I'll give it some serious use today, and just buggered the blade acid on there, but doesn't matter. it's still, look at the size. It's just a beautiful shape, isn't it? It really, really is. Just a lovely, lovely camp knife, mate, you know. And bloody hell, that is extremely grippable. That's my Carter, but it's been sandblasted, or bead blasted, I think some people call it. And you're never going to drop that when it's covered in rain and stuff. You're never going to drop it. So that's nicely put in its bed. Tactical piss potters, of course. Everyone should have a tactical piss pot. It's the law. You know, it's hammering with rain. You know, why am I going to get out of my warm sleeping bag, go and stand out there in my socks with all the brambles everywhere and have a pee and get wet? I'll just roll over, drop the little chap in there, and happy days. Robert's dad's brother. Lovely.
Well, we see this here. This is the central pouch on the back of the PLC Bergen that I'm using today. Now, it just so happens that first aid kit goes in there to treat. It fills up pretty much the entire pouch. Now, I've got two of these. I'll keep the handle there so you can pull it out nice and quick. And there's the smaller one. Now, I'm going to be doing some videos just on these in another video. There's no point trying to stick it all in this video. It would just take too long. But the long and the short of it is, that is my trauma pack, if you want to call it that. That is going to be dealing with more serious injuries to yourself and to your colleagues. Okay. And this one, that just goes out the way in the side rocket pouch. That's the smaller version of it. That is for minor stuff, you know, tablets, painkillers, plasters, you know, etc. So that one's not as important, but this one I always keep in the main pouch because you can get to it very, very quick. You haven't got to undo loads of stuff. Just one zip, drag it out, and you've got it. And as I say, I'm going to go through this on another video, but it's made by Vanquist, and they seem to be nudging Maxpedition out the way. So yeah, stay tuned for future videos. I'll show you that at a later date. I thought I'd just show you that now while I've still got some light, you know. You don't want to be doing this with a torch. And obviously the smaller one as well. I'll keep them in the pouch. One of the reasons why I thought I'd get into this pouch, it's just coming up to 1800s and it's starting to get a bit chilly. I'm sitting here in my t-shirt, there's no point getting colder. So before I get to the point where I'm shivering and cold and horrible, I'm just going to put me another layer on. Now, rather than use that great big lovely wool jumper, which is currently my pillow, I'm going to put my Norgi on. Now, my Norgi is short for Norwegian, and that is what well, when I served my time in the reserves, this is what we all brought. We was issued the itchy KF shirts, and they were just bloody useless until someone told you to shave the inside to make them smooth. Up until that point, there was a frigging complete nightmare. But the Norwegian army and the British ended up buying what they make and putting this on. This is, everyone should have one of these if we're out in the field. They're that good. So okay, time to get a layer on and get more comfortable. We're going to be using the TRANGIA cook set. Good idea. Keep your little nutty roll on the top. It stops everything wobbling around inside and making a noise. So it's always cool to see what people put in their cook sets and how they pack it. So I thought, okay, I'll just show you what I've done for today. I've never done it this way before, so I thought I'd just show you. Inside, what we've got is my little IMCO lighter. Now, I tend to use these in the colder winter months over my turbo lighter. I just found these to be a little bit more reliable whenever it's cold, and they always work first time, providing you keep them filled up. And I'll just pop them in a little sealy bag to slow down the evaporation process. Now, another good little tip which I've stumbled across is these. Now, you can pick these up in any petrol or garage station. They're just coffee stirrers, that's all they are. So when you're using your TRANGIA
what I've found helps is if you just dip it quickly into the mess in the end and then light it, that's going to give you time to get down in there and light it with ease, blow it out, and they last ages. And it just saves you, you know, having to quickly go and find some twigs or something that is dry that's going to work. Especially if you're in a tent, you don't want to keep going in and outside. You're staying indoors, and this is what you're going to do. So you take everything with you already. So that's them in there. Let's take these out. Some MRE time. Now these are just boiled in the bag food as we get issue with the ration packs. A little tin of pineapple chunks with its own peelable lid, so you don't need to use your tin opener. I'm using up my old stock that expired October 2008. So we're just going to show some of you guys who don't believe that this stuff lasts for years. It actually does. So that's going to get eaten later on. Couple of little hygiene wipes, because, you know, working with food and stuff is always a good idea. And the little TRANGIA burner. Simple. Right, I do apologise for all the bloody noise. It just seems to be, hold on, everywhere you go in the UK in this day and age, there's frigging noise. Oh, that's how it appears anyway. So, okay, right. As I just mentioned, you just get a bit of your meths on the end there, and you can get it in there and light, nice and simple. So we're just going to let that do its thing. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm right by the mozzie net ventilation. Very important. You should never ever do this in an enclosed tent, because it's just it's not good for your health, shall we say. Wow. I hope it's going to be okay because of the vapours gone over the burner. Yeah, that's burnt off. Phew, that was a bit close. A lesson learnt there. Before you spark her up, always give the external bit a wipe as you open it, because little bits of vapour like that, yeah, you don't really want it spinning over and burning the bottom of your tent. Incidentally, let's just check. I'm not sure if that could burn the tent. Oh look, that's handy. Yeah. Time to improvise, I think. It's a good point, isn't it? Tell you what, before this gets too hot, I'm going to cook it resting on there, because I know that these foil MREs are friggin' bomb-proof. I think you might have just got away with that one. Okay, let's get some water in there. I always take out 2 58 pattern bottles with me, at least. Plus we've got a little pot outside that's collecting water as it's raining at the moment. Now, as I mentioned before, you don't need to put loads and loads of water in these when you're cooking the ration packs, okay? It's just going to be a waste, unless you want a cup of tea out of it as well. But to be honest, there's enough in there for a cup of tea as well, so that's all good. Yeah, we got some nice jets on there, just ready for cooking. Put that round on the other side. And tonight's meal is going to be
Lancashire hot pot. I'm using up my old stock. These expired best before May 2014. I'm pretty sure you got another 5 or 10 years on top of these, providing you really look after them, you know. So the same rule applies. I don't know if we can get it all in shot. This is tricky to do this. Right, here we go. Yep. Just push it down on one side, fold it over, fold it into like a ball or something, and just get her in there. Yeah, she's good. Right. Now we can just put the lid on and wait for din-dins. Well, I'll tell you this much, these cook sets are friggin' fantastic. It's so efficient, man, it's doing an awesome job. And the power you get, yeah, that's proper steaming away nicely. Really impressed with these. But I'll tell you what, it's made me think, you know, and I didn't know. The actual TRANGIA burner, I think, is getting quite warm, as it was bound to because there's fire coming out the top. So I'm thinking if I'm going to use this again, especially inside a tent which is made of nylon, I'm going to have some sort of heat shield to go underneath it. Now that can be anything really. So yeah, there's something to consider. And again, you know, you don't know these things until you actually try it out. So yeah, I'm glad that I know from experience that these ration packs, you can actually put them on embers of the fire to actually cook, so I know that they can withstand a lot of heat. Hence that's why I just decided to put that on there, because I just know it's up to the job. And it saved my arse, because the last thing I wanted to do is to just leave it there how I started and to burn a nice ring in the nylon. So not a good idea. So yeah, there it is, guys. You know, just goes to show we live and learn, and I thought I'd share that with you in case someone wanted to emulate what I'm doing here and come unstuck. So yeah, right, she's cooked and she's ready. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer it from that onto my little saucepan here, just so I can move it around. It's just easier, and we'll just let that cool down a bit, yeah. Wow, that smells lovely. Lancashire hot pot. Looks a bit watery, so I think it's going to benefit from a bit of a mix. Okay. So yeah, what I decided to do is, instead of having 2 of these MREs at the same time, I thought it'd probably be best, because I bought 2 obviously, I thought it'd be best to eat now, which is 1900, 7 o'clock. I'll have one now, and I'll have another one probably around 11, something like that, 2300. So I'm going to be nice and warm just before bedtime. And there's no point in getting up hungry in the small hours. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get tucked into that and have some chill time. Yeah, I think it just makes sense to eat it out of the bag rather than get everything dirty and having to spend more water and time washing it all up. So just eat it out of the bag. But yeah, you probably can't see this, but it doesn't look too bad. It smells nice. It reminds me of Irish stew. You know, the little tins made by a company called Goblin. It used to be my favourite as a kid. I used to eat tins of Irish stew like it was going out of fashion. Man, that stuff's beautiful. So yeah, it's just for convenience, you know, these boiling the bags, you know, it saves a lot of time, hassle, mess, you know, clean living in the tent. Right, all the scoff and everything's been all cleaned and stowed away, ready for next time. Now this has been on there for quite a while, and that's lovely and warm. And it's not too hot to the touch, obviously, because I can hold it, but it's very, very warm. So I'm not sure whether it will be enough to melt the hole for it. I think I've done the right thing just to make sure, you know, just in case. Put the O seal back in there, put it back on there. Not telling you guys to suck eggs, but you know, there's some new people out there who've never done it before, so we try to help everyone. Right, that can move away now. Now it's time for this. Yeah, mate, what have we got? Just a reminder. Yeah, 2013 August. Yeah, can you see that all right? It's very dark in here, I know, I do apologise. Yep. Wow, look at that. Yep. Smells fine. Well, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Well, it looks fine, doesn't it? Well, let's see what it tastes like. No, there. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's great. Yeah, it's always a good idea to recycle your supplies, you know. Don't let them go far too far past their date so they're useless, you know, use them. And it just reminds me, when I go shopping next, go and buy another one, put it on the shelf. You know, that's going to be good for another 10 years or so. So, yeah, nice. Well, I must admit, that was bloody nice. It's been a long time since I've had tin fruit, and by all accounts, mate, you know, the out-of-dateness, it's no problem at all. That's the condition of the tin on the inside. Fine, no rust. I know it's only been a couple of years past, but it's always good to just double check to see what the quality of the metalwork is in this day and age, and with food products. So, yep, fine. And you know, that can be quite useful too. Another grabby candle, really. Put a few wicks in there and just load it up with candle wax, and yeah, spot on. And I think the old the stove idea is quite good, because you know, the more wicks you put in there, the more flame you got going on, the more heat. And if you do put those holes near the top for ventilation, you know, that's a good size. You know, you can put your mug on there, or your cook set or whatever, and yeah, I think you should be okay to cook with. Only one way to find out. When I do my bacon grill stove, I'll give it a check out, see how good she is. Wow, this is cool. It's 20:50, coming up to 9 PM. The screech owl started about 20 minutes ago, which is always cool. But we've got the spam candle going, as you can see, and the heat coming off of that is just unbelievable. Really, it's you wouldn't have believed it until you tried it. You know, it's top drawer. How fast it burns with those big wicks is another thing. We'll just have to wait and see. The heat, probably about 2 feet off of it, is fine. It's not a problem with the tent, which is always cool. It's that time again. Now that we've got the little romantic candle on the go, it's come up to 9 o'clock. Cigar time. Can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to this one. Yeah, proper in a big way too, you know. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the old age old, you know. Toast a cigar, do it right. Do it right. Ah, oh, just getting whiffs of it. Yeah, once I smoked a cigar in this tent, the smell's never going to go. Never going to sell this tent, baby. It's mine now. Yeah, this is proper christened, mate. Now, none of the old cigars on the go. Spot on. The pheasants are friggin' pheasants. Stupid dumb animals they are running around making all that friggin' noise all night.
Oh, Paul, Mr. Forest Prepper, sir, that is mint. Wow, what a lovely smoke. Romeo and Juliet, yeah, baby. White Churchill, very nice. Classic. Right, only to be enhanced with the older Glenfiddich. Now, it might be a bit of a pain getting this friggin' lid off, but we'll get there. There we go. So, let's see what the taste sensation is of one of these. Can you see that? Probably can't, can you? I'll tell you what I might have to do is get a little torch and put it on top of the camera there. We'll just move the light. There it is. Without sticking the cigar on my eyeball. It is what it is, people. Let's have a wee dram of the good stuff. Ooh. Oh yeah. Do you know what? That's not too bad a combination, to be honest. A single malt and a good cigar. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Why not? Who would have thought that, eh? Wow. Looks like the Hennessy's been reserved for extreme special occasions only. But this Glenfiddich, the cheap stuff, it doesn't cost a lot, but my God, that's good stuff. Already I can feel my internal organs starting to cook from the inside. That feels great going down, that's lovely. Whoa. That's spot on. For someone who don't drink very often, you know, when you do, it's very, very special. Same as my cigars, you know. I don't smoke many, probably 1 or 2 a month if I'm lucky. And I never inhale them, take them down, that's not good. But yeah, man, living a dream here. Got my little silly spam candle on the go. The rain's eased off. Sounds like the wildlife's calmed down too. Yeah, how cool is that? Sweet. I've just got into my sleeping bag because it doesn't make sense, you know, with your lightweights, your green trousers, a t-shirt and an orgie, because we've got no fire in the go, see. There's no point being out in a place like this in rural areas where it is colder than the towns. Just lying down on top of a sleeping bag, it's not good. You know, get in your sleeping bag, it's lovely. Why be uncomfortable, you know? That's what it's all about. It's just keeping yourself warm. And man, it's so relaxed and cosy in here. You wouldn't believe it. It's spot on. Right, enough waffling. I'm going to crack on my cigar and chillax and catch up with you soon. And of course, we shouldn't forget our brothers and sisters and friends and family all the way over in Australia as they remember Anzac Day. So, yeah. Right on cue. Sorry about this. Who we got today? Snips. Yo. Military and survival. We keep in comms now and again. Where is it that you set up camp? Wouldn't you like to know? Mate, I'll get back onto him in a minute. Anyway, yeah, Anzac Day. We got quite a few friends via YouTube and now Instagram who are putting up information about it being observed out there, which is brilliant. you know, it makes you think, you know, the lifestyles and the freedoms we have, and at what cost, you know. It's a hell of a cost. Seriously is. But yeah, we'll never forget, okay? Never forget.
They shall grow not old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them.
Well, I must admit, this cigar's going down a bloody storm, mate. It really is. I'll tell you what, I just remembered this. Speaking of cigars, one of the guys commented on one of my videos, I don't know, recently I think, and he was saying about the bands on the cigars. He said a gentleman will remove the bands before he lights the cigar. Now, I don't really know anything about that, but from what I know is you smoke the cigar right down to near the bands there, and what happens is it gets warm, and when it gets warm around the bands, the glue gets warm as well, so you can remove them at that point. Removing them from the cigar when it's cold, you can endanger the wrapping of the cigar, causing it to rip, tear and just ruin your smoke. So from experience, my friend, this gentleman prefers to keep the bands on until it gets to such a point where it's warm enough so the bands are easily removable. So there you go. I've just been checking out Instagram. I'm very lucky to get 3G or 4G now and again. It's not very good, but I'll do my best when I can. And my dear friend John, Moleskin Joe, I sent him a cigar a while back. He's never had one before, and he's smoking it right now, as I am. And how weird is that? And it's his first cigar he's ever smoked, and by all accounts, it sounds like the boy's loving it, which is very nice, John. I'm glad to hear it. And he's got quite a special drink that he's drinking with it too, so yeah, we're all gentlemen this evening, sir. Spot on. And yeah, I'm getting to like this Glenfiddich. Not much left. There you go. Loving it. So yeah, we haven't got too far away before we peel the band off. I'll tell you what, it's hard to breathe in this tent now. It's absolutely full up with smoke, and I was to bet if I open the flaps up at the end, it'd be like a scene from Cheech and Chong of the smoke would just piss out the side. Laugh out loud.
Wow, man. That's some heavy shit, man.
Wicked. I'll tell you one thing, this candle, it's really good to try things, you know, rather than just build it, make it start away for a rainy day, for bad times. These 6mm wicks, they're burning ever so ferocious. They really are. I'll put the camera down on it and show you guys in a minute. But it's made me rethink a few things. If I'm going to be doing some more candles, which I probably will with these tins, I think I'm going to use a smaller, thinner grade of wick, so it'll burn longer. But on the upside is, seeing how these are burning, for a stove idea, fantastic. man, the flames. 1, 2. You're probably getting about 3, sometimes a 4-inch flame shooting off the top. It's immense heat. So much so I've had to put the another MRE pouch underneath it to stop the can getting very, very hot and potentially risk damaging the liner of the tent. So it's all learning. We're all learning together. So it's cool. So yeah, before you start going off and making these candles, you know, just a point of note. Let me show you guys what it looks like now. As you can see, the it's burning away nicely. What we got now? It's been going for just under an hour. It's hard to judge. It's probably exhausted quite a lot of the wax. It's liquefied in there. I don't know, truth be told, how long it's going to burn for, but we'll see. It's all one big experiment, right? But I tell you what, though, it really has heated the whole tent. It seriously has. It's lovely and warm in here, and you know, I'm zipping my sleeping bag right down to my waist now because I don't need it done right up because it's just so nice and warm in here. But yeah, another point of note: the MRE pouches are really saving a day, and if I didn't have them, I could have been in trouble with cooking in here and smoking in here too. Incidentally, I've got another one which is I've folded it out to make a temporary ashtray for my cigar. So yeah, lessons learned.
But someone I know is safe and snug, and they're drifting off to sleep. This is the way to the garden in the night.
Morning, people. The start of a new day. We've got some coffee on the go, about to be sorted out. After that, I'm going to have some all-day breakfast in a bag. It's just clean and simple, you know, no faffing around. If truth be known, inside the tent, because I sealed all of the flaps, so I was completely encased. There's only a small triangular section at the head end for ventilation. You know, condensation was a bit of a problem. But what I found out was, it's probably my fault. When I guided it out at each end, I didn't pull it tight enough so the ridge was straight. It was sagging a bit. So of course, with the rain and settling down and moving and stuff, it's the inside area has been like this rather than like that. So everything is wet on the inside, condensation, as you'd expect. So moving around is a bit tricky if you don't want to get wet. So I just thought, sod this, just bite the bullet and just move around in it and just got a wash, which is a nice way to wake up. So yeah, you live and learn, and I've guided it out properly now. It's nice and tight, and man, there's loads more room in there. So I've learned something. This is the first time I've ever set up a little ridge tent. It's always been bashes for me in my time. So yeah, you're learning all the time. So let's get this coffee on the go, and then we can start getting raring for the day ahead. Well, I've had most of the chocolate. I think there's a bit left in there. So this was made about 8-9 hours ago. So it'll be interesting to see if it's kept it nice and hot. Oh yeah, let's have a look. Oh wow, do you know when you get that cup of tea or coffee and it's just at the right temperature where you haven't have to blow it? It's like that. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off it, so yeah, it's definitely worth a treat. Oh. Hot chocolate, anybody? Well, it's always good to make sure that everything's working out, you know? There's no point having a nice heavy duty flask and 4 hours later everything's cold. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. Between 8 and 9 hours, then a pre-coffee drink, just to warm the cockles. It's very, very damp and humid. It's in the high 90s humidity. The rain isn't here, so how long I'm going to get away with this, I just do not know. I'll show you the little collection vessel at the bottom of the tent there, just to let you know how much it's rained. And it hasn't. It's crazy. Yeah. And the forecasters, what are they like? You know, heavy rain for like 8 hours. You know, massive bloody. It's bullshit. You know, it's hardly anything. Just like showered on and off throughout the night. You know, and it's got to be at least 5 or 6 hours since the rain last. So yeah, we'll see. Well, I've just put some water in there, that manky old chocolate, and that's all you need is a bit of moss. Doesn't matter if it's got a bit of dirt on the end, because all you're going to be doing is just wiping it around. And yeah, you're going to get some dirt in there, but it's just using it as an abrasive pad really, just to get all the shit off of it. And don't worry about moss, providing it's got no dog's piss in it. So what I always tend to do is, doesn't matter where you are, even if you think you're in the middle of nowhere, before you pick it off, just give it a good smell. If it smells of dog's piss, obviously leave it alone, because you don't want to be wiping that everywhere. Right, give that a swish. All you got to do now is just wipe it out. Well, I'm probably telling a lot of you guys how to suck eggs, but for people who haven't done this before, yeah, everyone's got to learn. Just use the old Special Forces way. Get it in there. Sorted. Well, there it is. It didn't take too long for that to boil. That's probably half full, that big pot. So I'm going to use some for me coffee and some for me food. Right, okay, now we've got our nice hot water. I'm going to be using one of these. Now this, that was put on to me by Shovel Recce on Instagram, and I'm not kidding, it's awesome, it really is. Right. Let's put that back there. There we go. Nice. Okay, right. I've said before a few times now, I'm not a long-term coffee drinker. I prefer the real stuff. And look at this. You can see how small that fits in your hand. Now all these do is these open out and they fit on top of your cup or your mug. And these little bendy parts here are really flexible, so you can get it over all sorts of cup. That is a very, very fine mesh. I can't remember who it was, but they use a paper filter in there just to make it filter more slowly, because what I think happens is if you put coffee straight into there and pour it, it just goes too fast and it's not as strong and it's a bit silly. So, okay, what we're going to do first is put this on. This, do you know what, this could be tailor-made for this cup. You know, as I say, it will fit on any cup, like a universal idea. But for the Dutch, look, the shape of it, it's just right. And it's not going nowhere. It's not going to just collapse and make a big mess. And I love it. I think it's a great idea. And I use these, I think they're, I'm not sure, I think they're 1.5 or half or something. But they fit in there, bloody hell, that's a bit warm. They fit in there just right. Like so. And just for this trip, I only have 1 cup of coffee a day. I've just pre-measured it in one little bag there. Just going to go straight in. Nice and simple. In fact, that's rather a lot, but who cares? Filled coffee is supposed to be strong, isn't it? I haven't bloody set fire to myself. That bloody flame still hasn't settled.
filters through. Hope they don't fall over. Bloody hell. There's one thing you can't guarantee in the woods, is a friggin' level surface. I don't know if that's in shot. Yeah, just. Yeah, we've got a nice little fire going on in there, haven't we? Tell you what, I'll come round this way. I'll set fire to me bloody self and me nice bloody cardigan. Oh. Yeah, that should do. I can show you now. Ugh. You see that? It's just going straight through. Absolutely love it. And you know, I've got a few devices now for making coffee outdoors. And two of them, let me just move that. There you go. Two of them are the old GSI. This one, and the other one's the commuter press, which you push it all down. But unfortunately, you can't transport it because it's got vent valves at the top, and it could just go everywhere. But this, for the size of it, it packs down. It fits in the Crusader mug, no problem at all. It doesn't weigh anything. All I recommend you do is you just get a few pack of filters and just take what you need for when you go out, for the amount of time, the amount of coffees you're going to use. Yeah, you could probably use the same one a few times, I don't know. But to be honest, that way it tastes better than my coffee press, which I use at home. So it looks like I could be using that for my everyday coffee. It's that good. And you know, for the weight of it as well, you know, you've got the Esbit coffee maker, that's awesome. No one's ever going to dispute that. But for the size, the weight, the smoothness of the coffee, it's a bloody no-brainer. Oh yeah, I've got to keep saying this because some people think I'm getting paid for the shit. There it is. Bought out my own money. I never get paid for anything that I do on YouTube. Nothing at all. Only my monetized videos, that's it. Most of the stuff that is sent to me, you know, I don't always show because I think it's crap and it just gets binned or sent back. There you go. Right, okay, I'm going to put some more water in there and get my breakfast on the go. It's like a minefield around here. Don't want to knock anything over. Everything's so precarious. For you non-filmmakers, you just wouldn't know. If I could see a camera filming all of this, blimey, you wouldn't believe it. Right. How much do we want for that? Boil in the bag. That'll do. And it's an all-day breakfast. Yeah, bacon grill's good. It's a bit more in calories, a bit more grease and stuff, but this is so quick and simple. And I've got lots of them, so yeah, why not? There we go. Sorted. And the best thing about using the bag is it's nice and clean. Take the bag out. I'll give it a bit of a squeeze for good luck. I'll do that in my tea bag, so what I'll do with your coffee. And that's all it is. You can throw that away in the field. It could biodegrade, but personally, I just take it home with me in a bag. And that's all it is. Just need to wash and air that out. And real coffee. Yeah, there it is. Look, there's the water collection vessel I was telling you about. Hardly any water in there at all. so it's hardly rained, to be honest. We just had some heavy showers. That was it. Wow, check this out. You don't get sights and sounds like that in a posh hotel room, do you? And this hasn't cost me 1 penny. Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Bluebells everywhere, look. Ain't this the best sight in the world? Breakfast is ready. Oh, that's cool. Looks like I'll put just the right amount of maps in there. Spot on. Love it. Now that is quick and simple. Well, there she is. I'll tell you what, you've got to love the person who decided to manufacture the British military issue all-day breakfast. Oh mate, awesome. Now, there was a place that I was getting these from, and these were working at £1 a bag. You can get exactly the same in the high street in millets and stuff. You can pay up to nearly £5, bloody horrendous. Just pays to look around, yeah? So we're giving it a good mix around in there. It's bloody hot, you know. Same rules apply, just push down the top section. Always have your EDC with you, all the time, all the time. Let's try and do this without screwing it up. Spot on. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you do get cold hands and bad circulation out in the field, these things will soon warm you up. Just put that down there for now. Awesome. And I'll tell you what, one of the first items I brought when I got into doing my videos, KFS, knife, fork and spoon. Now, these I'm never going to change. I don't care what comes out. He says golden himself. Yeah, that's bloody hot. Look, I don't know if that's coming in clear. You see the 3 crowns on there? Swedish. Swedish. Yep. A lot of the kit I'm using is not all British. In fact, far from it. It's an amalgamation of countries. What I do is I try to find the best which I can use. Now, as I say, these, you're never going to beat these. Never in a million years. They're so well made, strong, and the spoon is a great size. Everything's just right. You know, you can get these tiny little silly, piddly little blade knives like this. Well, why piss around? Get something that you're used to, and something that will last. And we're never going to have to buy knife, fork and spoon set again unless I lose them, which I won't because I look after my stuff. Oh man, this is struggling. I'll tell you what. Yeah, bold as a coop. Oh, take me home. Whoa. That's where it's at. Well, in case any of you guys were wondering what hat it is, that is a patch by Hazard 4, and it glows in the dark. I tried to get some footage of it last night, but the camera just wouldn't focus on it. It was just a blurry glow, which wasn't worth putting on film, to be honest. But take it from me, that glows up fantastic. I had the through night on there for about 30 seconds on 1000 lumens, charging it right up, and my golly, that really glue, brilliant. The cap itself is by a company called Black Hawk, made in China. Man, that sucks. This was kindly given to me along with lots of other stuff by a good friend of mine over in the States, K-Jumper 1, thanks Ken. I believe they call it a contractor cap with the bent visor there. Very nice. Well, I thought that idea worked out quite well. But, you know, if it rained like it was said to, that would have probably been full right up to the top, overflowing. I'd have had loads of water. But there you go. Look at that. Looks like it's snowing. Sort of the blossom coming down, isn't it? Pretty. Yeah, it really is a lovely place. Timed it just right with the bluebells by the look of it. So, we've got the, I don't know what we're going to call that. The Austrian Cardi. How about that? We've got the gash bag and the Bergen with EDC key set clipped on so you never get them lost. And that's where I was. How dry it was. You can tell the difference. I chose one of the only areas in the whole bloody woodland which didn't have too many bluebells, and that is where I decided to set up camp. You should really try to avoid, if you can, sleeping on top of all them bluebells, because apparently once they're trodden on, they don't come back again. So really try to limit where you stand. I mean, if you look around, it's impossible to walk anywhere without treading on a few. You just couldn't do it. You'd have to levitate. So yeah, that's all good. Always leave no trace. Have a good look around, make sure you haven't lost anything, left anything behind, left anything dangerous for animals. Now, I had the 2 bags, one inside the tent and one outside. There's the outside one. It's still wet, and it's got the fish can in it. That stinks. And that is all of the other goodies that we used on the trip. So what I tend to do is keep it open, have a look around the area where I was staying, and I'd just generally spend about 5 or so minutes walking around, I don't know, a 30-foot, 40-foot square radius all the way around the place, just to see if there's any other rubbish that I can put in there whilst I've got my bag open. It's always a good point of note there, because you know, you could do your very best and tighten up your area, and then 20 feet away there's a few tins, Coke cans or whatever. Take them as well, you know. Just keeps it nice and tidy, and oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? This place is so cool. It stops you in mid-flow when you're talking, because the aura of it is beautiful. It really, really is, man. It's stunning. And yeah, look at all of the white petals there. So when the wind was just blowing them through the trees, it did look like it was snowing. There it is there. Yeah, very nice. Looking at all the trees, they've still got a while before they complete the canopy. We're talking maybe 2 months, and it'll look remarkably different around here. It wouldn't look as bare and as grey, you know. But as for the bluebells, wow. It's beautiful. Nature's carpet, eh? So, we've got the Bergen all stacked, ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to rock and roll pretty much. Yeah, take your cardigan off or anything that's making you hot. There's no point in working and getting sweaty. So, yeah, it's just a t-shirt and an orgy on for now. It's fine. We're so blessed because of the rain. There's just solid to have a day off. Wicked. Well, just in case anyone is interested in trying to find this cardigan, they're so bloody rare, I'm going to give you all the information I've got on it. There you go, 100% wool as you can see, and I'm guessing that's Austrian. There you go, that's all the info I have on it. Comes with that Austrian Forces patch on the side there, sewn on already. Well, there's the little patch that I mentioned earlier. If any of you guys have had patches made before with your own design, you have to buy quite a few to make the price right. Now, they are very expensive, so the only thing I can do is to, if anyone's interested, the best I can offer for these, including delivery, and it won't be no cheap second class, it will be good delivery, it'll be £10 delivered. There's only a limited number of these. As I said, I couldn't afford to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. It would just be ridiculous. So it's just a trial run. If anyone is interested, there are some available. I think I've got about 15 or so. I'm not sure till I count them all up, really. I've given a few away. But my wife just keeps on at me, you know, you can't give away everything, you know, we've got bills to pay. So she said, well, just sell them. And I'm making about £1 each on these, that's all. Because, you know, I can't rip you guys off. So yeah, if anyone's interested in these, in supporting me and my channel, you know, all the money goes towards buying kit which I buy for reviews and etc. And just to let you guys know the truth really of how the stuff fares up in the field. So yeah, that's basically that. What I'll do is I'll put a PayPal link email address in the show more description box below the video, and it's first come first serve, guys. It's all I can offer, I'm afraid. Once they're gone, they're gone. If there is genuine interest, then I'll maybe getting some more done. I've got some t-shirts coming. I've got 2 of them, one for me and a good friend of mine. But they've taken about a month and are still not here. It's a joke, you know. So if anyone can point us in direction of good quality t-shirt printers, which don't take ages, let us know. Because, mate, I've been inundated with people saying, do you do t-shirts? Do you do like patches and stuff like this? And I said, no, never thought about it. You know, I haven't got the money, whatever. But now I've found some money, scraped it up and bought a load. So there it is, guys. First come, first served, and I'll put the info below. See what I mean? Look. He's got a bloody leaf shit around. He's stringing up. Well, that's the end of another nice long video. Can't be helped, what can I say? Had a great time, despite the weather. It is what it is, you know, all weathers, doesn't matter. Just get out there and practice, yeah? I learnt a lot and I hope you did too. That's pretty much it. Always look for rubbish on your way up, because if we don't pick it up, who's going to? So, you know, if we all do our little bit, it's going to help, yeah? It will keep the place looking tidy, free from pollution, and it's going to help the little animals out as well. They're not going to get trapped and hurt, you know, so it's all good, nothing bad, and that's pretty much it. Wish I could stay because it's that nice, you know. Spot on. If there's anything you need to know about kit and equipment, check in the description box below the video, click show more, and it'll all come up and you can see everything. I'll try and give links where you can click on it and go straight to it rather than spend time researching yourself. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay funky.